Good morning. My name is Jillian Edelblut, and I'm a student in the Speech Language Pathology and Audiology Department at Middle Tennessee State University. Today's video topic will be on augmentative and alternative communication, also known as AAC. What is AAC? Augmentative means to help with or supplement something that is already existing. So augmentative communication supplements or helps with existing speech. It is something that is used alongside speech. Alternative is something that takes the place of. So alternative communication is something that takes the place of absent or non-functional speech. It is a device that is used primarily for speech. There's typically no verbal speech along with alternative communications. AAC intervention supplements or compensates for any impairments in speech and language production or comprehension. Some examples of AAC. Low-tech examples include picture boards and sign language. Picture boards typically can have Velcro or are in a binder and are typically printed out for a child to point at and use. This device is not costly. However, it can be difficult when adding new vocabulary as it requires a little more effort to put the vocabulary into the picture boards. On the other hand, high-tech devices such as speech-generating devices are typically easier when it comes to adding new vocabulary. However, they are more costly. A speech-generating device helps a child by providing vocabulary that the device then speaks aloud. A lot of times, this is used for a child who has absent or non-functional speech rather than as augmentative communication. AAC can be used by anyone, including those with physical deficits. So for example, a child who has issues with upper body movement can still use an AAC device. SLPs work with AAC specialists to make sure that all children and all peoples in general have access to AAC however they need to select. AAC provides a form of communication for people who struggle with or are unable to produce speech. Because of this, it increases their social abilities and emotional stability. A lot of times, especially with children, being unable to communicate their wants and needs leads to a lot of emotional distress and social isolation. Providing that child with AAC helps to provide emotional support as they are able to communicate their wants and needs, and also assists the family in being able to communicate with and understand their child. SLPs work with AAC in therapy by teaching the clients and their parents on how to use the device. Don't worry, parents are given plenty of instruction so that they are able to support their child as best they possibly can on the AAC device. They also help to provide any support for families if there are any questions or concerns on the AAC. They educate families and other professionals on how to properly use AAC and the need, and they help families to communicate with others on why the AAC device is so important to their child. AAC specialists and SLPs work closely together to make sure that whatever the child is using best supports their needs and the needs of the family. Thank you.